Bermuda, are you with me?
Yes.
Alright. You can cut to eat if you need to eat. Because as a resident, you're enjoying her meal that she never asked us to want to eat. Alright, so what we're going to look at, so can you multitask resident, can you actually eat that much food and look at the board?
That much.
I'm just messing with you, don't worry.
Oh, dude.
Alright. So we're looking at performance tasks. Have you ever heard this term? Have you ever heard this? What is a phrase? Term, whatever. Have you ever heard that before? Have you ever heard about performance tasks before? Performance tasks? Christiana, have you ever heard it before?
No.
Alright, performance tasks are basically activities. So, why they're called performance tasks is because you're going to look at it and you can use it to assess students' understanding. So, for example, if I give you, use this and blocks. Alright, I'm just zooming at this one, please. This and blocks, or the Dean's block. Let me use the Dean's block, okay? They're more custom to call. Alright, do you remember the Dean's block?
Yeah.
Yes. Alright, remember the Dean's block? So this would be an example of a performance task. So use Dean's block to show the solution up. So what is happening here is that they're not giving you a solution by algorithm, no. They're using something to show you the solution. But look at this now. If you are given a performance task, if you're going to assess them, you know what I mean by assess them? If you're going to check for understanding, do you think you could look for correct answer only? No, why not?
So you're saying you gave them, you taught addition using Dean's block. That means when you're assessing them.
It's a performance task or an activity. It can be an activity, same thing, basically. So you couldn't. So if all I did, let's say I have a class, and all I did with the class is show them how to add using the Dean's block. I'm not going to then give them this to add using red symbol. Because what is important, then you have to assess like how you teach. Are we clear with that?
Yeah.
You're teaching and the assessment, and the assessment is basically assessing students' understanding of what you did. So your teaching and the assessment must be aligned. Are we clear?
Yeah.
Good. So this would be a performance task for probably assessing the students' understanding. So after I've shown them, I can just give them two things and said, all right, can you use your Dean's block to show me? Now, how do you think I'll measure the students' understanding? How do you think? Do you think I can just look for the correct answer only?
Yeah, look at it.
Based on the way in which they arrange the blocks?
Yes, that's one thing. So if I need a rubric or a checklist, so let's look at how we can present a checklist. I wouldn't need to give a ticky for this. It's not the kind of question I give a ticket for. Are we following that, Bermuda?
Can you repeat that?
Okay, so I'm saying that when we give a performance task, it is not something that we give a ticket for when the student is correct. We must have a checklist that we're looking over specific things. Are we clear? Because performance tasks usually search for a deeper understanding of the concept rather than getting the answer right. Is that clear to you? It's more important. So it's more important to see the students understand the concept rather than getting the answer right. So what we need to measure the students' understanding is not a ticket in the book, but a checklist or a rubric. Is that clear, Bermuda? Can somebody from Bermuda repeat that for me? Then I'm going to ask Chris and Tiana, can you repeat that in your own words? Chris and Tiana, you want to go first? Yes, go ahead.
Basically, what you want to try to get the student is the understanding that what you have taught them, instead of just giving them a check mark to say, oh, they had the answer right. They had the understanding of what they taught, right?
I couldn't hear that.
I was saying instead of what happened is most students all they want is to get the correct answer. But with this methodology, you want to make sure that they understand the concept of what you give them. Correct?
Very good. Yes, well said. Miss Tiana, do you want to go now?
Well, similar to what he said, we've shown them the idea by using the blocks, whatever. We've given them the concept. We've not given them the algorithm as yet, but just the concept. So we want to ensure that they understand the general idea of the algorithm. So we do the performance there.
Good. All right. What do you know? I'm checking to see if I'm clear when I'm speaking. Joe. Also, if the party's off today, so Joe will have to call you today. Yes.
All right, basically saying that they don't just stick them to see them on the price until basically they have to break that thing. Like it's a browser form, a browser 34, I guess the whole them add it up. And you look for any like one listed
Like if I'm renaming it, the understand that is all.
like you need to say 9 and 4, what I know is when you add it, it becomes one of the long 10s.
Very good. Alright, let's look at this. I'm going to change this number to a smaller number. Can we go to the board, please? So that we can represent a little bit easier. So we can. Can we go to the board? Can we zoom the board, please? Ladies? Sorry. Yeah, it's alright. Alright, so we're going to look at this now. And we're going to design together, we're going to design the checklist. You see an assignment that you need to do a checklist or a rubric? Good, so that's what we're learning how to do today. And you have the performance task also. So we're going to design a checklist for this. Use these blocks to show the solution of. I don't have the these blocks today, but I'm sure that the first thing you want them to do, so I'm going to use this for the 100, these for the 10s, and that would be for the units. So this is how much now? 234. Agreed?
Yeah.
Alright, so the first thing you want to know if the child knows how to represent 234 with these blocks. That's one thing you can check on the checklist, not it? Is that one thing? So represent, represent 234 using these blocks. And then probably can have a little box thing that's a tick. And probably can have a little comment column. You see what I'm getting at? And then you can put a comment. That's the first thing we'll check for. What's the next thing you'll check for?
The 139.
Good. Does it say what to represent? 139 using these blocks. What else would you check for?
does the student know that for adding is just a matter of reshuffling?
Or, no, addition means put it together.
Yeah.
Alright, so the third thing,
So the meaning of that.
understand the concept of addition. That's the thing, you know, is that's the concept, the idea of addition. Or understand the meaning of addition. What's the next thing? Do you know that this is something that I need to rename? Remember what renaming is again?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Do we remember what renaming is?
Yeah.
That's the same thing that we like if we had in 334 plus 139, and here they'll get what?
13 single.
They'll get 13 single, and we exchange 10 of them for one of the long.
Okay,
So
yes.
that's the rename, so the concept of renaming. Is there anything else? And then, from the last,
Just the correct total.
correct total.
So I guess that probably will be converting from the Dean's block back to,
You can use this one to get the correct total.
so you don't want it in the same, how do you want it to represent the answer?
Use the this stuff. So this is it. So if I'm having the next note, I'm having this 130.
Or that's how you want it to represent?
Yes, so they have the Dean's block to show you. And they show you the answer using the Dean's block.
But then again,
Yes.
if I'm going to give them to
Read
add
that.
using number form,
Yes. Understanding.
why am I expecting to give the answer?
They're not adding in number form. They're using the Dean's block to represent that.
Right, but they're using the Dean's block to help you to get the answer.
So they're gonna, okay, so even if they have the answer represented there, they don't have to write it in the symbol, so they don't have to. Am I clear or not clear? Alright, so let's go. Alright, so are we following the checklist now?
Yeah.
Bermuda, are you with me?
Yeah.
Alright. Rosina, are you with me?
Right.
Rosina?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is 9. So they know that when they get this, they would get 1 of this, 10 of this will be exchanged for a long. That's the renaming concept. So they'll end up with now 1, 2, 3 of this. Let's have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that one makes 7 of that. And then we have 1, 2, 3 of these. So this is the renaming concept, recognizing that. Can we zoom in on this, please? Just right here. Zero. Right where? Right at the zero. Down now. Alright, so the renaming concept, for those of you who don't remember the renaming concept, we're on a circle. Remember now when we come back, we combine the two numbers, 234 and 139. When we add in the units, we realize that we have 13 of them. Excuse me. I know that 10 of them is equivalent to 1 of the longs, don't it? So I exchange this, exchange the 10 of this for 1 of the longs. So I end up with 1, 2, 3 of the unit sleeve and 1 extra long. Is that clear? So this is the renaming concept, just in case you don't remember. Alright, can we go to the checklist? Alright, let's look at the checklist. Alright, I give you, could you stop right writing for a second and I'll give you some time to write, please? Can we all stop writing for a second and I'll give you some time to write? Let's look at the checklist first. The first thing we're checking for is to know how to represent 234. Yeah, using the Dean's block. Then the second thing, represent 139 using the Dean's block. The third thing, understand the meaning of addition. And the fourth thing is understand the renaming. And the fifth thing is the correct total. Did I use the Dean's block to give you the correct total? Now, this is how the checklist is important. Let's say the child knows how to represent that, so you can tick that off. And the child knows how to represent that, so you can tick that off. But the child knows how to do this. Yeah.
I think that first, like, you get the character with what you character, like, in adult, 13, small one, say, if that's what you character with that one.
All right. Very good question. So the student got the correct total, but you didn't rename properly. So what this does, it shows you exactly where the child have hiccups. Are we following that, everybody?
Yeah.
This, if we do a checklist, it shows you exactly where the child has hiccups, exactly where the child has problems. So the child has to represent this part and do this. And even come up with the correct answer by just probably coincidentally, if you know what I mean. Or just adding up everything and work it out, whatever. But the child might not be able to understand what? Renaming. Are we clear with that? So it shows you that the child is able to do everything else except renaming. So you now need to do what? Spend some time getting the child to understand renaming. So you can write your comments here. What you observe there about the child's problem with renaming. Is that clear, everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the comment column. Should I go one so not going to get a little bit? So this is like a comment. So you would write the comments here where the child is having a little problem. Write the comment in that space. Is there a question?
No.
Are we clear?
Comments have to be in the middle, like, sometimes comments have to be in the middle.
I don't care, Rosina.
Is it more beneficial to have the comments middle as opposed to at the end?
Is there's some flaw in the quality.
Is it more beneficial? Is it more beneficial to have the comment in the middle as opposed to at the end?
It doesn't matter where you want to have the comment, it doesn't matter. But for me, I would rather, Rosina, I would rather to have it next door to where the child is having issues. Remember, I don't need this, this is the task. I don't need this. All I need is the checklist and the comments here for my checklist. That's it. So this is just a task. I was doing a task while I was doing the checklist. So I would rather to have the comment next to the point, the area that the child is having a problem. And the question, should I ask you guys to repeat for me what you understand by what we've done so far? I'm going to go with Kezia.
Alright, what I understand so far concerning performance tasks
And the checklist.
and checklist. Checklist actually is a breakdown of what you are evaluating or what are you looking for. So it's like you're pulling apart the question to see what are the things the child needs to know or needs to do to get the correct answer.
Okay. Joma, you want to go?
That performance task activities, also if I teach someone addition using Dean's block, I should also test them, and Dean's block, I should teach them one way and then test them
Another way.
test them another way, keep it similar. Also if you test them on Dean's block, you need to have a checklist, so let's look for a correct answer, look at procedure and try to find any weakness. spot the things I have.
How are they said, right? Good job, Tom. I'm so proud of you. Alright. Should I go with Bermuda or St. Lucia first? You decide. You guys decide.
Bermuda.
See? We have some on Bermuda.
I don't-
Okay.
Okay. So I'll decide. Do you want me to decide?
No, I'll
Crystal's gonna get it, Crystal's gonna get it,
Just to see what I've learned so far is that a checklist is a good way for you to easily identify whether or not, or pinpoint where the challenges may be in particular to a concept.
What did you, could you repeat that? Could you repeat that for me again? Sorry, I didn't hear that clearly.
A checklist will allow you to
Yeah.
see where a child has a challenge in terms of their understanding of the concept. And in doing that, when we look at it, I see that the comment will also be a good way for you to basically observe the problem, so you can kind of pinpoint and write down just for your memory sake. And the performance tab is basically the activity that will allow you to get to that point. Not necessarily focusing on whether or not it's correct, but really focusing on the understanding behind the build area.
Well done. Good job. Very good. Alright. So, St. Lucia, you're next.
There's nothing much to say. Okay, why don't I just summarize all what we've done? So far, first off, we did the introductory activity and the purpose of it, which was to settle the class and keep the class focused. Then we were moving on into the actual teaching of the class, and we distinguish between teaching the concept or giving the students a general idea, or teaching just procedure. And so we need to have a wholesome lesson. So when we're teaching the concept or giving the students a general idea before we show them the working, we first need to cater to all the learners. And we do that using our 5 cloud model. And then after we've done that, to ensure that the students are still on board with what we're doing, we're going to carry out our performance task.
Good job. Alright, you guys are really shooting up the place. Good job. I'm so proud of you all. So, since I have done a performance task with you and you need to do one for your assignment, I'm going to ask you guys, I don't know if you want to do this as a group or you want to actually do it by yourself and start your assignment. So I'll allow you to do a performance task and a checklist, and then we'll share it in class and do a little critique. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
As I said before, I don't like the word critique, but gotta use it sometimes. Alright, so we're gonna put it on the board. Alright, so now it's time to write. You guys will need to write. It is on the board so you can write. And then I'll put the activity on the board. Also, next thing is I need to take away just look at the rubric and see why it is a good rubric and why it's not. Because sometimes I'm not going to use enough. So it's 2 things to check to see.
For example,
Miss McCarthy. Miss McCarthy.
Yes, I'm here.
The performance task would have to blend in with whatever we've explained in carrying out our concept. However we taught the concept, the performance task must blend in, because we can't just give the students to use DIN blocks when we show them how.
That's true. Well, you don't give kids. you don't give performance task in K. Most times you must give algorithms. Assessing algorithm is just really looking at the line to see if it's correct, right or wrong.
Yeah, but at the same time, that's why they say you can't make the person something wrong. I suppose it is part of detail. They got part of it wrong.
It says a follow through mark. They should get it correct.
Yeah, but
Fractions, yeah.
there's a graph. Accuracy, maybe labeling, the types, etc.
Oh, since you're trying to figure out how would you distribute those 3 marks. But the thing is, this is up to your discretion. What, because of how you teach, what do you think are your focal points? What is it?
Yeah,
What is your lesson? What is it that you want them to do? Because look at the objective. Were your objective to be able to draw the Cartesian plane and show the point? No, so that was your objective. You're not assessing for that per se. You're assessing for what you did. Understand? Is it clear? That was a very good question I should have. You want to ask a second? Please ask this.
Basically, I can understand the same thing. Yeah, so look at, right, so trying to read the concept. No, I am.
Okay. Alright, so are we ready now? I need to clean the board. I want to finish writing.
Yeah.
Alright. There's a good question here. Very good question. That's what I want you guys to listen to. Kezia, could you ask the question again?
I was just asking, like, how would we know how much marks, or how do we proportionate the marks in? So suppose I'm looking at graphs. CXC would probably give them 3 marks to draw a particular graph, where I would be probably looking at the axes, if they label the axes correctly, if they have the proper title, if they drew the point, if they plotted the points accurately. So that's probably 5 things I'm looking out for, but CXC only give them 3 marks. So how am I going to assign the marks, or using the checklist?
I think so. That was a very, very good question, because even assessing at the tertiary level, because at work we do what is called a table marking.
And we're told that half mark is not.
Yes.
You don't give half.
Yes, the same thing.
Right.
So, but we give what is called a BOD. So let's say the child is half correct and not so correct, but because we don't give half, but we give them a benefit of the doubt. We let them ride with that mark, but we give them a yes. That's what we do at the tertiary level, a BOD. Alright. Okay, did you hear the question, everybody? She's saying that in terms of if you should give us a student a question, let's say you teach it quadratic. I'm just expanding on it. Let's say teaching the students how to plot a parabola. Do we have are we familiar with that? Do we know what parabolas are?
Yeah.
No.
No? Alright, let's say we have. Are we saying that we don't know, or do we know?
We don't know.
Alright, so let's say we are having a student plotting a line. Okay? And my objectives were use the linear equation to plot the line. Now, I can't be grading students for if they draw the graph sheet, they draw the x-axis or the y-axis, because that wasn't my objective. Are we clear with that?
Yes.
So how I assess my students is based on the objective. So I'm looking for the things that are my objective, because my assessment is to see if my objectives are being met. Is that clear?
Yes.
So I'm not assessing. So even though I can do that if I want, because that would be prerequisites. So to be able to draw your T and put on your X and your Y and label your graph, that's a prerequisite for what I would do. So even though I can look at the prerequisites to see if they're in place, that's not my focus. My focus is to check if my objectives are being met. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So, if they should know what the x-axis and the y-axis, where they should be, I'm not testing for that stuff. I'm testing they can, let's say, find the area, the gradient then. So, but suppose I put the x-axis where the y-axis should be.
And let's say they do that and they make that error. But because of how they do it, they can translate it, they can find the error of whatever they have. And they do a correct procedure, they should get the correct marks. Yes. You can take it for your objective. It's you, the teacher, who should ensure that the prerequisites are in place. Yes. This is why sometimes you look at activity, it can be a prerequisite. So sometimes the activity you give can be something that is competent in the prerequisites that you need to teach. Because if the prerequisites are not in place, you're going to have problems. Because of the spiral nature of math. You don't agree with me?
Yes, but I'm saying they should lose marks.
No. At our school, if students, we give marks for the objective. For the objective.
Because, for example, say last semester we're writing a whole lot of essays. And maybe we know we did not probably structure our
Think properly.
But the points are there, everything is there. But we should not lose marks then.
But that's the same too, yes. You should lose marks. The points are there, but most times, if I'm not there, I'm looking for the points. So if I said I need 3 points, I need 4 introductions, I'm not introduction, I'm expecting to introduce a topic. Even though this is a prerequisite, but you have to do an introduction. I see your point. I see your point, but maths is a little bit different from an essay still.
That's important. That's why it should be more important in math.
Yeah, but it's my job as a teacher. As teachers, we do assume a lot, which is the wrong thing. So for me, I'm working there, I say, that you know that you should have an introduction and a 3 paragraph for each of the points and a conclusion. So it is, yeah, it's a flaw in how we teach. So let me put it that way, because I do the same thing, even though I do know better. In my teaching of teaching teachers, I would say do da da da, because that's the right thing. But not everything is right. It's very practical to be honest.
Miss, what's the task?
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I was just explaining something. And task design. Can we see all of this at the same time? Just one here, just this little part here. Can you all see the board?
No. No. No.
Can you see it now, all right, Charles?
Yes, right there, right here.
Good.
Right here.
Santiana, can you see the board?
Yes, I can. It keeps moving back and forth. Like I can see the board and then I can see Bermuda. It keeps going back and forth.
What are you seeing now?
That's when whenever they talk.
You see,
Okay, now I
now
see
it's
the
Okay,
board.
all right, that's it.
right there. Students understand.
Miss McCarthy,
Yes, miss?
the things that we're looking for, how do we call them?
I don't understand what you're asking.
Like represent, whatever, or understand, how do we call them? Our objectives?
Yes, they can be your objectives.
Okay.
They can. That's what you're going to put
Because I'm wondering, I'm correct.
Just between different lists, so that's what I'm going to eventually. Everything that you need to do for this weekend. So at least, these are the friends that they do the performance. So this is everything that we've done so far. You know, to do it now, very hard. So you know, I'm going to practice that very hard. 40%, 20%. Even though the man does I'm very hard.
But if I do exactly what you like, that's what I should do. Exactly.
We have to change because it is no concept. So you have to change it.
Should I say that it's an activity?
So that's a cleaner. It's a new thing that industries now pushing the teachers' colleges to start to put in their
So public work, yeah, this
So,
something.
yes, it's something that happens. So after you teach a lesson, it gives you guys a chance to stop and think before you assess it to understand. Because they say that learning really takes place when you start to reflect. Did you get that?
So how, like, they give them some couple.
So it can be a journal entry. So you can give them journal entries. So just ask them to what did you learn, what you never learn, what you don't understand. So you have, it can be, or it can be this the month, prayer month. So they can write, so you can ask them, let's say you teach cultural activities. But then write the page cultural activities, then write the characteristics, then write the examples. So it's kind of to think back on what the activity that they have done to kind of pick it up. It's something that can take 2 minutes. The method card is something that can take, not a long time, like 5 minutes just to write the definition, to write the characteristics. It's really something that is short, it's not a very long thing. I As I do this, then you assess your understanding. It's very for the assessment. Because after you it's time for them to think about and what to do. Because just like how, you know how you go to a lecture and they talk. Give me 1 second, please. And they talk. But until you stop to think about what was said and, then it starts to make sense. It's the same kind of idea. Clear? Who was saying this, McCarthy?
Mr. Mike Rosino.
I guess Rosina?
Remember when they did that, what is it called when you use the multiplication block thing and it take go across and then down, and then you use addition to figure out what the answer is. What is that called? I can't remember the name.
What is what called? I don't.
Remember?
I'll repeat addition.
Remember when we did I was introducing something new that using multiplication in a different way?
Oh.
When you take the number back. What is that called? I can't remember.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not clear on what you're talking about.
Remember we did.
Oh, you're talking about something from last semester?
Yes.
I don't remember anything from last semester.
That's terrible.
No. That's not fair. It's like you're assessing me now. That's not fair.
It was activity that I introduced. Did you use the name of the concept? I can't remember the concept. The name of what do you call this? I can't remember the name of the.
I'm not understanding what you're saying. Is there?
Okay. No, right on the screen.
Yeah, just put the camera and see it.
Oh, maybe you can. Can you see this diagram?
Oh, that is the lattice multiplication? Oh, the multiplication?
Yeah, that's what I wanted you to tell me. Yeah, name.
Okay.
That's it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so what we're going to do is please
But the deal that we have to do that process.
we have to do this whole process let's see exactly what you said. On the side, we have to create a.
We have to create remember how you do it?
Right.
We have to do the exact spell, yeah.
What do you put on the side? What is it? Ready? Okay.
Yes,
I'll change that in grade. Which that is anyway, that whole, because they don't go there. Can you say?
I have actually changed the
But
rule.
it's not universal. Multiplication. Multiplication product. That's universal. Find the product. Yes.
Okay, motion.
Motion is what product. Motion is. I'm not sure.
What are they saying?
Find the product. Or.
What I'm doing, I say that.
So we're supposed to choose one, right? Remember you gave us topics yesterday?
Oh, remember the topic before they go. Assign the topic.
Find the
So
product.
you can send them my topic from
Alright.
forward.
Tell me in lunchtime, okay?
Okay.
So they got too many Well, and you are
About the product.
unconscious.
Find the product. 40 and
Nothing.
but one thing, using the less.
Yeah.
This is introductory.
Okay,
Yes,
so-
it's like a comment.
So far,
Okay. Okay. Because
it's not design.
Okay, what is it more years this semester?
Take it.
Even populous.
Is that here?
you don't know about it. Hey, are you connecting? Yeah.
No, all right. No.
You have.
I have my,
I did see but I would like everybody to know.
we have to
Good, your brother.
that has to be.
It's not, I don't have to be explanation, but you have to be explanation.
Yes.
That's what's important.
So I'm here, because we're doing this. You guys, I don't perceive. Yeah, he's coordinating too, there's, but children have to get.
Right. Like the reason why I have to release that or chase every problem.
And it's kind of, you need that.
Yes.
They need one. They need,
Well, if they do it,
they don't have one. I've asked. So these consistent, they don't have to. One right here, one down there, one in the lane. But the people. I just came on and come big dog.
You guys want to work together? Can work together? Okay, now, if you guys want to work together, you can work together if you wish. Santiana,
Yes.
you can always work with me.
What's that?
You can always work with me.
I'm finished.
I'm ready. That was fast.
Yeah.
And let's wait on Mona and Bernardo.
Okay.
I don't understand how that's Western campus.
Somebody was complaining.
How many now?
Right? That's just what we want. Then,
Based on which,
of course, coming from.
Performance class,
And of course, right, so that.
No, they can be making, well, technically can be making something.
because when they go on something,
That's okay. It has to be something, no. Because you remember last night I gave us some little cookies. I brought some cookies and said, how would you share this? There's a performance class. So they don't necessarily have to use something, but it's also this something they have to do and think about. Is that a regular algorithm? If you get what I'm saying? It's an algorithm. So you remember the cookie concept? You know what I'm talking about, the cookie? I gave some cookies, like I got 3 servings and how they're supposed to share. Yes, that's a performance.
They're adding the up, 0, 0, 0.
But last semester, we were focused on those skills rather than how to teach.
This
So,
one, that,
it's the same thing on cover, but it's different from a different angle. I don't know if you realize that. That's what I really mean. Even for your aspect, I realize something simple, competent, it's a simple thing, but it's very important. To better than the ones which do something very advanced, and they don't, because so advanced, they understand the office is not very deep, so they can't explore it a lot. So sometimes it's a simple thing, and they
Okay, so what is the product? I'm very know I'm used to the right thing. So what do you write chapter part or you write answer? So let's see performance. We could do and then we look at the class and
Okay, how are you doing? Are you just?
can polygons versus face of edges. Do you know how to do that?
Oh, good for that. Okay.
Versus face
So
of
in
edges.
class,
You know formula?
so the first
do you have a drawing of how to class?
but that's what I'm saying, that's what I'm doing. So
Faces and edges.
I know how much space is.
that like that.
Yes, if you know the number of faces, then you start at the number of vertices that they can find.
Oh,
Check out.
Alphabet,
And students can
Grand
get the
development.
formula.
where the algorithm could
Or
be.
even some of the triangles there, like of a triangle or something like that.
But that's what I wrote down here. But that's not how, that's more.
So you shouldn't be algorithms.
Can we get- We got 1, 2,
So
3,
they could be used,
4.
let me show you how the different. Some of the triangles can be algorithm, and it can be
Okay.
common sense, because they could give you a
That doesn't have to be
triangle.
quite.
And just ask you to prove, just to try to show me that, like a quarter
How
triangle,
many,
to show me some of the triangles that are so
how many squares you do, how many blocks you need for your course, and how many years you have.
Okay, do they understand? The first thing, do they have?
Cut out the angles,
Oh, yeah.
so you can, I should have been
That's not
telling
the
you.
best.
Oh, I understand.
So this is a triangle, right?
Can we do it, and then look at what, okay, we can look at
Here,
it
right?
again.
Set this,
And
and
then
then
say
and
like,
then you
yeah,
flip
that's
this,
the same,
and
that's
then
very
straight
good.
line.
One, 2, 3, we do that, look
Or
at things.
some put it together.
Let's just put it in as squares.
Some right angles, so depending on what you want.
The squares have the different way the numbers be done. So the numbers made up of 2, there is 2 square chords. There's 2 square chords, 2 square chords, right? And it's the,
It would have to teach them.
whatever, there's 2 and 3.
Yes, so you teach them like probably, so for a performance task, sometimes somebody can teach it, so like something can be a problem. So it's just something that is pose a problem for them to figure out how to do something.
So basically the first
So
thing
now
that they
we just
write
under
down,
with it only. Alright?
Yeah,
is this something,
Alright,
so that we get 1, 2,
so what do
Because,
you do?
look here, a lot of our students know that.
Alright,
Some of it is what
so
is,
what's first?
but they
so
don't
what
know
do you
what
want?
it is. Some of it is interact with Chinese one is, but they don't know what it is.
Just to see,
So let's say
If that
you
doesn't
show them,
find how
okay,
you
this
feel
is triangle, and so I can use in practice the triangle and show them this angles
what
and
are
add them with the one is.
what do we
But
get
the
to
performance task can be give them and see what they
You have,
can see. Some of them will still use the same chapter method. Some of them can do angles from straight line. Some of them will all
and rate them
we
out.
want to tell them what exactly.
written in, I don't know, we have to do.
You don't have to, you can be very open.
We have to make sure that it's right, correct?
Because performance task it doesn't, it's not something that should block them in a box.
Yeah, they don't get.
Why I say use the Dean's block first, because it's the best thing to use because of the renaming concept. You don't have anything else you can use in the renaming concept properly. But it's not something you lock in the box. It's for them, for them to decide the thing, come and end up with a box. So it's not algorithm, but it's something that do.
It's been done.
Algebra,
That's why now we need it to 40, and then we want
We will say,
Yeah,
Bermuda, are you done?
We don't know where to start.
Are you finished?
No, we don't know where to start.
You don't know where to start?
Yes, because this is what we came up with. We were gonna find the product of 40 and 29 using the lattice method.
Find the product of?
Say that again.
No, it's trying to find product of what, 40?
We said find the product of 40 and 129 using the lattice method.
But is the lattice method, is that an algorithm?
Yes.
Yes, so that can't be a performance task. It's just an algorithm. That's not a performance task.
Oh, it's a performance task.
Are we getting that? So the performance task must be an activity, something that the students will do. So the algorithm there, so let's think about it. Using that lattice multiplication thing, is it that they know to use it or they don't know to use it? Would you agree with me?
Yes.
So that's really just algorithm. The concept is not coming out there. No room for learning concepts. Are you clear with that?
Okay.
So the performance task should be bringing out some concept. Is that clearer?
Yeah, but
No, not really.
we gotta find a concept then.
So,
What about the concept of area? What's the possible performance task would be for the concept of area?
I have that.
That's what you have? Alright, I won't go there. I'll do something else.
Can we do this volume one that we have to do some homework?
I didn't hear that.
Can we do the volume one that we have to homework?
The what?
volume.
Volume. Okay, that's a good one. I was just about to talk about that.
You want me to have to homework?
So can you do the volume? But you have to understand the concept of volume for you to do the performance task.
Okay, so what's the concept of volume?
Are you asking me that? That should be your assignment.
We're talking now. We're talking now.
We're talking now?
They're talking to themselves.
Okay, alright.
Yeah.
But I think it's a scissors because I do my performance task. You guys have a scissors?
Here's one. Thank you.
You came to play.
Okay. I can don't know, two.
What's on my computer?
Okay. 3 dimensional calculation.
So you need to remind me of two things. I need to talk to them about what it is I teach and what it is you make one.
That's okay, I'm finished with the 3 dimensional calculation. So then, and the task would be,
Whatever.
We're going to make money. Yeah, make some money.
Yeah.
We're creative and make our money. This is another some of us will say, okay, so I don't have no money for next year. And then when we need to teach, we're going to talk about how many. I'm showing you that if you don't have any, you can run it. Especially for the teachers.
what is it for?
Is it
Excuse me, Dr.
Okay.
What is my name? What's that?
What is it? Something? What's
Just
it called?
Yes, you.
What
shape yet, you know, so you said
It's easy.
7.
I must have done something right.
So, that how much space
This one is like
use once you same space. That kind of space, I guess.
That's Paul. The capacity is almost in one on the inside. Yeah, that's what I said. Capacity will be 8 because you have a hundred this side. The side just like this.
Like get the box strings and then
That's why I always say, let's say you have somebody to have 100. What about you? I always say convert the capacity. And if you convert what? Liters. Why is it liter? Because it's internal. How much liquid can go inside. So if you think about capacity, liquid can go inside around sand or something like that. Yeah.
But you know, how is that thing say?
Yeah, but you don't have to.
No, but
It
it's like,
can be that maximum because we think of capacity as internal volume.
yeah.
That's the internal because how much goes
Yeah,
on
that's
inside. Yes, ma'am. So you can fill the box. That's why it's how much can fill up. It will have go but if the box ring box, then the capacity of it depends on if it's not the box that is in or the box is off. That's how it is. The box ring box, I'm going to go down to the top. So it's the box in or off. So if it's in the cuboid, it's the cuboid shape you're looking at or whatever that's. Then it's the compound shape, whatever the compound. So they also the volume now. The volume is measured in cubic units. So if I have something this size, it's a lot of space. So if I should make up this computer, this is actually so the same length, same weight, same height. And I should use cubic units. How much I need of space. So it should be able to fit on top of it exactly. I'm saying this area going on, don't get me wrong. So you can have me to explain. So how much I have to take up the exact space of it. So it's like remaking this with the cube of the same size, the same size. That's why we're doing centimeter cube. So how much cube took up the space of it?
British.
this video, the box strings and these are ruler measure, then measure height and immediate like give it 4 centimeter cube and convert it. But then why they never did before? But it's a dollar through the book. So they have to look at what's the keyboard as well.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I want the but I guess